Hi learners, today let's start us off with a verse from Proverbs 22 verse 29, and I'll read it in two versions. The first version is NKJV and it says, "Do you see a man who excels in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before unknown men." The other version is from TPT, the Passion Translation. It says, "If you are uniquely gifted in your work, you will rise and be promoted. You won't be held back. You'll stand before kings." This verse right here gets me. When you hear it, what does it trigger in you? Does it make you just want to get up and go and excel in everything that you do? I get the same feeling, by the way. It's just amazing to read and see how the Word of God has a lot to say about the different issues that affect our lives. And today, let's talk about excellence. I believe everyone, if not most of us, desires to stand before kings because of our talents. Imagine just showcasing your beautiful work of art, showcasing your singing ability, being able to give a speech in such like a big stadium where kings are seated. What an honor, right? And I find these words from the good book so encouraging because it means that promise is up for grabs by anyone really who shows excellence in what they do. It does not close anyone out. It's for each and every one of us who shows excellence at whatever field they are in. You are no exception, as in the only condition is for you to show excellence. Let's just look at a few points on this topic. And the first one is that God gives us that spirit of excellence. And I'll share a story about two guys, Bezalel and Oholiab. These ones are in the book of Exodus. I think it's Exodus from chapter 31. And this was the time when Moses was up the mountain and God was giving him all these instructions of how the children of Israel were supposed to go about their choosing of leaders, their sacrifices, all the things that God wanted them to do. He gave them orders about how they're supposed to carry out those things. And one of the commands that God gave Moses was to appoint two guys. This is Bezalel and Oholiab. And God tells him that he is going to put a spirit in them, a spirit of excellence, so that they can do works of art. So think of all the constructions that would happen, like the Ark of the Covenant, the gowns that the priest would be wearing, the robes, all these things were to be designed by these two guys. That's why they demonstrated so much excellence in what they were doing. God filled them with a spirit of knowledge, wisdom, skills, guys. It came from Him, and understanding. And so they were supposed to make all manner of artistic designs. I would have loved to be them, because just imagine what you will do in this current day and age, right? But I believe there are so many people still who God has put that spirit of excellence in, and a lot of they are so skilled and talented when it comes to the artistic world, and they are truly using their gifts to bless people. And are these not the things that define excellence? Knowledge, wisdom, skills, talents. I mean, when you talk about excellence, those things are included. So my conclusion from this story is that excellence comes from God, and it can be given to us when we ask. So I'm encouraging us to pray about it. Ask God for a spirit of excellence in all that you do, so that you can demonstrate excellence in your work, in your personal life. Ask God for that spirit of excellence. Ask for wisdom, for knowledge and understanding, and God to just impact your skills and your abilities so that you can stand before kings, so that He elevates you. Even in the job place that you are in, they start to notice, hey, there's something different about this person. And that is because of that excellence that is in you. Another point is that when it comes to excellence, there's a lot of dedication and commitment that is expected. We might even have to work odd hours for us to give our best. We might be needed to sacrifice a few things in life for us to give our best. You might need to invest your time and effort in things that you want to show, or things that you want people to see about you, that whether it's in your career or in your personal life, you might want to spend more time on these things, more effort on these things. Everything that is worthy sometimes might require sacrifice from us, sacrifice of time, and even hangouts and friendships. Sometimes those things will be needed, and that is what dedication and commitment is all about. If we look at the story of Daniel from the Bible still, this guy was willing to sacrifice his life just to live a life that was God-pleasing. He was not about to bow down to anyone except God. And if that meant his life being taken from him, then be it. He was thrown in the den of lions, and we know that God came and shut the mouths of the lions, and he came out of it alive. How far are you willing to go to prove excellence, for excellence to be seen out of you? Are you willing to dedicate your time? Are you willing to make sacrifice, to show commitment for it? Also, it's important to understand that excellence comes as we strive for perfection. The key word is as we strive for perfection, because I know that we've said that perfectionism will slow you down, and perfectionism will also, it will keep you from getting ahead faster. But the point is, we are striving to it. We are not killing ourselves to be perfect, but we are striving towards it. And God knows that for sure, because even Christ tells us that we need to be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect. But we know that in our human standards, attaining that is so hard. It's hard for us to be perfect. But every time we strive towards it, we become excellent. Striving to be perfect is like the gateway for excellence. Don't kill yourself for perfection. That's what I'm saying. And don't let it slow you down or stop you from doing something because it's not perfect. Give something your best, give an activity your best, and leave it at that. Next time you learn, next time I should do this, I should add this more thing. That is how striving for perfection looks like. And the more we keep striving for perfection, we are bringing out excellence out of us. Excellence calls for continuous learning. Remember the verse we mentioned at the start? We said that as you excel in your skill, it makes you stand before kings. So every time you have to be seeking ways to advance yourself, to enhance your skills. So that means continuous learning, because if you are not learning and you stick to one thing and you are like, yes, now I'm the best at this, and you stop at that, someone else will come and bypass you. So you need to be always improving and showing up, and learning. How can I advance my skill? How can I make sure that I stay at the top if I've already gotten there? How do I stay at the top? And I want us to read another verse from the Bible that talks about Paul, and this is what he says. Philippians chapter 3 verse 12, and it says, "Not that I have obtained all this or have already arrived at my goal, but I press on to take hold of that which Christ Jesus took hold of me." I mean, in our eyes, this guy seems to have accomplished everything, right? As a believer, he seems to have everything figured out. He's well educated, he is pursuing Christ, but you see, he still has that hunger for more. He's like, I've not obtained like all these, I've not gotten to where I want to be, I still keep pressing on, I keep pursuing excellence. So that is what excellence should look like. It's a continuous learning journey. You have to keep wanting to improve your skill. You can't stay at that point where you were given a medal for it. Don't stop at that. How else can you improve so that the medal, even the bigger medal, comes to you next time? So let's look at those things. Consider how you can keep improving your skill. True excellence demonstrates integrity and character. It's something that goes beyond the surface, guys. It's more than what we see. It's not just the actions, but it's something that is pushed by a deep sense of moral character. Remember Joseph from the Bible? If you're not familiar with him, this is what happened. Joseph was put in prison for something that he didn't do, and he was okay with going to prison for it, and he was not about to compromise his belief for God and sin against God, because Potiphar's wife actually tried to get in bed with Joseph, but Joseph was not about that life. So he decided, you know what, Manze, let me just go to prison. I'll go to prison if that's what it calls for me to stand right before God. Because actually when this woman was pursuing him, he said, how can I do this thing and sin before God? Not even sin before you, or even your husband, because the Potiphar's wife, Potiphar was like a great man there in Egypt, right? So Joseph was not about to sin before God. For him, he recognized God was his standard of excellence. And he went to prison for that. And years later, of course, he was taken out. And this same character is what stood for him. It's what fought for him until he came out of prison and even got elevated to a higher position. Yeah, so it calls for character and integrity. Yeah, and that is what excellence is about. It's not just about action, it's something that is deeply rooted in you, a moral character, a moral fabric that is well knit and cannot be destroyed, and it's deeper than action. So that is what excellence, real and true excellence, looks like. It looks like good character and integrity. And we are seeing that Joseph later was taken out of prison and he became such a great man in Egypt. Yeah, it takes us back to the verse that we started with. If you see a man who excels at his skill, he will be brought before kings. I mean, not a perfect ending, right? He came before kings. He stood before kings again because he was next to Pharaoh. It was Pharaoh, and then Joseph was the next person in command, the whole of Egypt, guys. That's such a big thing, right? So be encouraged in your pursuit of excellence. Don't give in. Seek to continuously improve your skill. Ensure that there is integrity in you as you pursue excellence, and always understand that it comes from God and you can ask for it from God. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and see you in the next video. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, please make sure to do. Bye.